Hello, I'm Debbie Schneider. I am here today. I'm joined by Rob Hill, who is running for Norwood City Council, Ward 3. Rob decided he wanted to do a question-answer format, so here we are. Rob, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Rob Hill, and I was born and grew up here in Norwood. Graduated and from Norwood High School in 1976. I'm married to Chrissy and have two wonderful boys. Michael's 25, Brennan's 23. And I've lived in Norwood most of my life. I mean, there's a couple of stints that I broke out, but I always came back. And so I think we're ready.
Okay, all right. Question number one.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
City Council requires a significant time commitment, 2 to 4 hours a month, depending on your council meetings and your committees that you're on. How will this fit into your other commitments?
Well, my boys are grown, so we're not in school anymore, so there's not the school commitments that we had in the past. They played sports and I coached them, and there was Boy Scouts. I was on the leadership committees, and also I'm a member of the Isaac Walton League of America. It's a conservation organization. It's the Cincinnati chapter, and I've been a officer director for that organization for quite a while. But this last election, I decided to step back to give some of the younger people a chance. So I don't think that's going to be a problem for me. Okay,
great. Do you have any personal or professional relationships that could become a conflict if you were on City Council?
No. Matter of fact, I do have some relationships, personal relationships with key members and prominent members of the city and the community. Your husband being one. And I think with being a hometown boy and having those deep roots and knowing a lot of people and with the relationships with a lot of prominent people, I think that's going to be an asset if I become a council member.
Mm-hmm. What is your approach to handling controversial or complicated issues?
Well, I'd like to get all of the facts from all the different sides first, and be open-minded about it. I'm not one that's going to like toe the party line or anything like that. I mean, this is all for the good of Norwood, so that would be my approach, is for the good of Norwood. Now, I do have a diverse group of individuals that I respect their opinions, that I've asked them personally to be my consultants or advisors. So if I get if there's anything that I'm stuck on, I think I got a good group of people that I can go to for that.
Mm-hmm. Great. All right, now we're going to ask about your skills and experience. What skills and experience, or even previous community involvement, do you have that you would believe would be beneficial for you as a council member?
Like I mentioned, I've been a member of the Cincinnati chapter of the Isaac Walton League. It's a conservation club for 43 years. And as an officer director, the majority of those years, and organizing different projects and programs, anywhere from the Little Miami River cleanup to just simple the bike trail litter pickups. I mean, it's that kind of thing. So I've got a lot of experience doing that years, and also a member of the Holy Trinity Parish up there. So I am on the setup committee for the festival. I do the electrical along with my sons. They help me out quite a bit, so I think those types of activities. I also volunteer electrical work for infrastructure electrical work at the Holy Spirit Center in the Priest House next door. In the past, I've been a committee chair at Troop 9, the Boy Scouts Troop 9. So when my boys were in the Boy Scouts, so There's a lot of community service type stuff. I'm also a member of the Knights of Columbus up at Holy Trinity, which is a service organization. So,
would you consider yourself a natural leader, or are you someone who is sort of in the back, who's kind of watching things?
Most of the time I'm in the background. I lend a hand where I can, as much, and I see a need, and then I try to fulfill that need. If it has to be a leadership position, I'll jump right into it if there's a need for that. So yeah, I'm kind of I've always been a worker among workers, and just a behind the scenes kind of guy. So I think a lot of the volunteering efforts that I think has really prepared me for the next level.
Great, great. So based on what you know about city government, what do you see as the top priorities for our city, and why?
Well, obviously it's infrastructure. I mean, the roads are in pretty bad shape, but we'll be working on those. Infrastructure, but it's not just the roads though. It's all the other the vehicles, the buildings, the equipment, that has to be fixed and maintained. That's an ongoing struggle, really. I mean, fire trucks, police cars, public works equipment. I mean, all that has to be maintained and repaired, and I think that's probably the most important.
Okay. So here's a fun question for you. If you received $1 million grant for the city and you could spend it in any way that you wanted, how would you spend it?
Oh, well, the accountant in me would say, put it in a interest-bearing account and then just use the interest for emergency type stuff. I mean, that kind of makes sense. That way you have that money in perpetuity, and just using the interest. But I don't know if that's the character of the question. I think if I had a pet project, I think what I've seen on the campaign trail is there's a lot of houses that need maintenance, and I'm thinking lower income, the fixed income, disability, retired, the elderly, and it would be nice to have that money available to those type of people to help them stay in their houses and staying in Norwood. So, I mean, I'm sure there are programs out there that you can get, but that's if I had a lump sum like that. So if any millionaire out there has $1 million and they like that idea, call Jim Bonswell, the treasurer, and he'll set you up.
All right, very good. And finally, I've seen a few things where I've heard where you've said you're going to do something about a boat. You're going to get on on council, and you're going to. What are you going to do about the boat?
Well,
tell us about that.
I'm not the type of guy that rocks the boat. I'm like I said before, I'm a worker among workers, and I'm not going to get in there to try to change the world. I'm going to get in there to do what needs to be done to help actually row the boat and not rock the boat. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Rob. Well, thanks for letting me be here and ask you these questions. Vote for Rob Hill in November, Council Member Ward 3.
Yeah. Thank you for doing this for me.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Tim.